Y'all ready for the doom?
Doom chime.
Doom!
Got it. Hey, everybody.
Doom.
Welcome back to more Stephen and Friends Play Broken Phone. Today, we are joined by Alex, Chaz, Dan, Hayley, Jeff, Mal, Paul, and special guest, Protonathan Jonathan.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
I'm so glad that after all of these years, you finally are getting a chance to be in one of the videos.
I love how all it took was me saying my voice hurt and I was taking the night off.
John has always been invited to record with us, but we record on Saturdays, which is the same time that John does his streams, and it has never worked for years. And today,
now that is a lie, and you know it, because I have told you numerous times, tell me when you want me to show up and I will reschedule my stream.
Oh, but then you got to reschedule a thing. Listen, in my life,
no effort. What will I do?
Things don't get rescheduled in my life, John. I have to stick to a schedule or I'll die.
I have a planner so I can do that. It's
so
called
anyway,
my phone.
we made some books, and I don't know where they went.
Steven.
Am I the one that started? Oh, I am the start. Okay,
You get to start us off.
So my phrase, inspired by the Pokemon
that was
anime,
the starting phrase. Oh no!
Holding the Thunderstone tightly, Pikachu began to evolve. The Raichu traits slowly appeared, but then, is that a goatee? Thought Ash. It definitely was. Ash tried to call out to Pikachu to stop, but it was too late. The evolution process had ended, and before him stood his new Pokemon, Fieri.
Oh, dang it.
That's where it was going.
I mean, it was, but the name, I didn't have the name. That was great. The frosted tips and sunglasses certainly made this Pikachu evolution look weird, but fortunately, it turned out that Electric was strong against flavor-type Pokemon. There's a saying that Pokemon and their trainers look alike, so it made sense that Guy Fieri's Pikachu evolution looked like it did. Sweet. I'll win this match. Go Pikachu. Use bad review. My Pikachu pulled out his trusty laptop and hipster glasses and set to work detailing all the failings of the Flavor Chew in front of him. Guy grimaced, but then Pika started running down the street screaming obscenities about that goddamn Flavor Chew. His mind couldn't handle it. Then he dug into his hipster-ass pockets for his PBR. Suddenly, he realized that his PBR was gone. He'd already drank it. And how was that supposed to help defeat Flavor Chew anyway? Pikachu started to realize he might have a problem. He had to find something stronger, or Flavor Chew would devour them all. He had to use his secret weapon, Guy Fieri.
Oh my god!
This story is like an Ouroboros. It's eating itself. This was a one-way ticket to Flavor Town. Guy Fieri mixed up the most flavorful batch of donkey sauce ever and yeeted it into Flavor Chew's mouth. Overwhelmed, Flavor Chew exploded. Guy saves the day once again.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
That was brilliant.
I was getting more and more anxious as the story started, and I was like, oh no. I mean, I should have known that, of course that was already been talked about, but I didn't know.
It was great.
Ownership was a bit nebulous in that story. It's fine.
I'm so glad that in one story we got two great names, Flavor Chew and Guy Fieri. They're so good.
I thought like this is what he's expecting me to write, so I just wrote it down. That was the thing I had to double check. Was that spelled Fieri?
You just channel it. You just let it out of your brain. That's how Broken Phone works.
Speaking of what came out of the brain, Alex, it's time for your book.
I guess if I'd admit it, Clayton taught me how to drink beer. I can see him half stoned, picking out the lovesick blues. When Clayton died, I made him a promise. Clayton, I choked as my tears fell heavy upon his casket like hail in the dark. I'll take your natty and your Stratocaster, and soon the whole world will know your name. I dressed up in Clayton's sweet-ass jacket and rocked out with his guitar at every club along the East Coast. Babes were like, "Oh, have my babies." And I was like, nope. Babies would ruin my vibe, and I had a guitar to play. I started to notice how the more I played Clayton's guitar, well, it was almost like I had magic music powers. Well, there was only one thing to do. Fashion a baby Bjorn built into my guitar, so I could play my magic music with the baby safely contained.
It's the only thing to do.
No one had studied the long-term developmental effects of magic babies and a baby Bjorn in a guitar. I was soon contacted by universities who wanted to study this strange containment method on the future trajectory of these special children. I happily obliged to figure out what the heck this weird combination did to kids.
no.
That's a strange sentence fragment to receive.
I have no idea what to do with that. So my last part's gonna make no sense.
Kids, this looks like the start of a beautiful friendship. I beamed 5 seconds before one of the kids shot me with their laser eyes, knocking me out and stole my wallet. When I came to, I reflected on everything that had happened. I'm a fool. I'm a damn fool. I cried on the street and nobody stopped to help. You know, that was a serviceable Tom T. Hall song.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That was.
I love the idea of turning to your children after raising them for a decade and saying, "Kids, this looks like the start of a beautiful friendship."
I was like, what strange containment method? Future trajectory? Combination? Radiation. X-Men.
I like how the laser eyes are just a temporary knockout.
The kid was being kind and nice. It just wanted the wallet.
God.
I loved it. I loved all parts of it.
It was very good.
Hayley, you're up next.
The moment we made eye contact, I knew this was a mistake. I wanted revenge, but not like this. Not with a cheesecake.
Oh.
Next page.
No.
It was my favorite dessert, and now it would be ruined for me forever. Alas, I knew I had to sacrifice something, and this was necessary. I'd miss cheesecake, but Gerald must pay.
Gerald.
I pricked my finger and raised a trickle of blood. I signed the pact. Never would I have cheesecake again, but Gerald's horrible offense against me would be repaid many times over. Offense against me. I tried to work up the nerve to go back to my regular booth, but Gerald would recognize me for sure. He'd get suspicious when I didn't order my usual half-pound cheesecake slice.
Oh, no.
Despite my efforts, Gerald was still my waiter. Hey, Derek, did you get turned into a panda? Yes, Gerald, I did. One bamboo stick, please. Sir, this is a cheesecake factory. I thought this place had unlimited sticks, I shouted. No, that's breadsticks, and that's the Olive Garden. Gerald had his stack of menus tightly, prepared for a panda attack. This wasn't the first time either. Mistaking breadsticks for bamboo had led to bloodshed in the past, and here I am, idiot panda, standing at the crossroads of violence yet again. This combination, Panda Express and Fazoli's restaurant, was, as it turns out, the worst idea. The county health inspector shut it down, and 5 years later, a used shoe store would open in its place. Nikes came, but the smell of rancid buttered breadsticks never left. The end.
No disrespect to Chaz's contribution, because it's very good. But the book would have been equally great just ending at Paul's.
I had to write something.
No, it's good.
That was great.
Oh, wow.
Excellent book. It was quite a story, and now I want a half pound of cheesecake.
That Panda Express Fazoli's combination was The Greatest Gatsby.
The next book is John's.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Santa Claus looked at his watch and panicked. He couldn't believe he forgot to get a Christmas gift for Mrs. Claus, of all people. It's a good thing he just moved to suburban Orlando after the divorce. The mall was still open and the reindeer were ready to go. He'd get the perfect gift to win her back. Santa climbed atop Cupid, his actual favorite reindeer, and flew straight to the mall. He entered the Sears and asked the employee for a gift idea. I must win Mrs. Claus back.
I love Santa Claus having to go to the mall.
That was what
Things have been really rough
the idea
for
was him running to the mall last minute.
I was worried he lost the elves in the divorce, so I left that out.
I just like the idea of him being like going around the entire world and being like, oh shoot, is there like a 24-hour like Shoppers Drug Mart or CVS? Hang on, let me go. Oh shit, man, I don't know. The zoned out 20-something behind the dusty counter droned, lit by one flickering fluorescent tube. Is she laying watches? Santa and Cupid frowned. Come, Cupid, this shop is worthless. Cupid trotted behind Santa. But Santa, Cupid said, you shouldn't be buying gifts for your mistress anyway. What if Mrs. Claus finds out?
So I totally misinterpreted who Cupid was in this story, and I feel somewhat bad about it.
Don't worry about
I
it.
don't think that's the part we're laughing at.
Oh, God. I'm excited.
Santa turned around with an evil gleam in his eye. That's where you come in, Cupid. Even if I'm caught, your arrows can keep Mrs. Claus enthralled to me. Oh. Oh, someone brought it back. Santa, you know I'm a reindeer, right? Like, I'm not the real Cupid. I don't have magic arrows. If you kill me, you get nothing, and Mrs. Claus will be free.
So that was an absolutely brilliant bit of deduction.
Oh,
as
my
to what
God.
happened before. That's absolutely brilliant.
I love that so much because Hayley just read into it and was like, no, I'm pulling this back.
Good call. Very good call. And if Mrs. Claus goes free, then she would be set loose on the earth. Who would protect humanity? Please don't kill me, Cupid begged. I like how this is still trying to go dark no matter what with Santa Claus.
Just wait.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Give me a second. Okay. I don't fucking care, you stupid reindeer asshole. You ran over my grandma. That wasn't me. I pulled the trigger. I didn't care because I got my vengeance. The end.
Wow.
Amazing.
God,
That went places. Damn, Santa, you scary.
Why do you think they had to lock him at the North Pole?
I want to see an animated version of this book where halfway through Cupid becomes Cupid, and then it's like Santa's drunk.
Becca,
He's got
Sapphire
like,
Becca somewhere is having a prickle on the back.
oh, that was great.
Excellent book. The next book is mine. The caveman stumbles out of the capsule and into the domed city. The red planet glows. The droids watch with binary interest. My grand, forbidden experiment had begun. I cackled viciously. Soon I'd be the supreme leader of Mars. The caveman poked the droids and scratched his head. They didn't respond. You see, in a world where I had rendered all technology non-functional, having a single caveman at my side made me king. I cackled again at my brilliance.
Oh.
Grog, get me a Miller High Life and a bag of Cheetos, I shouted. He grunted and off he went. I'm sure glad that my EMP blast rendered all phones into garbo. I was like a god. All knowledge was mine to command and control, and they were all my puppets. But a beep brought me back down to earth. Low battery. I began panicking as Grog came in with my snacks. I couldn't contain my rage. Grog, you fucking imbecile! Trail Mix isn't going to recharge my battery. It's a literal fucking battery. I need AC power. It didn't even have M&Ms. Grog apologized profusely. He knew Trail Mix couldn't power anything. I think he just really wanted to eat Trail Mix. I knelt down beside him and said, "It's okay, Grog.
Oh no!
we'll send you to a farm upstate where you can eat all the trail mix you want. Single tear streamed down my cheek. The end. Wow, I said, leaning back in my chair. That was the worst Critical Role Vox Machina fanfic I've ever read. I immediately turned off my computer.
It's the name of a character. So I was like, okay, I guess this is that, question mark. But I know Paul's ending was already good, so.
I liked the Of Mice and Men in there.
Oh wow,
Man,
that really came far. That really went far afield.
these do generally go dark with very little like prodding. Like it just on its own just goes down that hole.
Do the comments track who's the darkest? Like who keeps bringing it dark the most?
Now that you've mentioned it, they'll start.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
time for... Yep.
You can go dark or you can go dank. I mean, it's your call.
The two genders.
It's time for Dan's book. We'll see which way this one goes.
Okay. I actually forgot what my book was until I saw it again. All right. This was it. The big event. Kirby versus the enormous Duck Man. Kirby knew he had to get those dope duck powers. Steeling himself, Kirby began to open his mouth and inhale, attempting to eat the enormous Duck Man. But there was a problem. The duck didn't budge. The nightmarish quacking grew louder. Kirby was desperate. Waddle Doo walked to his side. Yes, master? With a press of a button, Kirby vaporized his companion and inhaled him. Kirby then set aside his...
What?
Kirby...
God.
Boy.
Kirby then
As
set
someone
aside...
has no familiarity with Kirby, I'm having a lot of trouble following this.
Kirby then set aside his vape pen and exhaled a Waddle Doo shaped cloud. The duck was super impressed. Kirby was a strong contender in the vape off. Oh god. There had to be someone who could outrip that round creature. The crowd parted, and someone new entered the ring. Oh god. Nobody was prepared for Snoop Dogg, not even Kirby. A harder vapor, a harder inhaler of the wacky tobacco could not be found anywhere. Kirby had a truly formidable opponent.
Is this going dank you were talking about?
Dank or dark? Snoop Dogg swung in with a violent sucking attack. But Kirby...
No!
do when the pimp's in the crib.
Oh my god. Snoop Dogg swung in with a violent sucking attack, but Kirby countered with an unexpected ally, the dog Snoopy. Nominative confusion turned all brains on the battlefield to mush. Kirby, Snoopy, all mush brain. In war times, there was no winner. All losers, and this time was no exception.
Oh my god.
Another point for Mal. Another point for Mal, I feel.
Well, one winner. Crack. Head split open. Brain scooped into jars and loaded onto a truck. Steven, what the hell?
Point for Steven?
Yeah, point for Steven. I'm gonna give that a point to Steven.
The logo on the side read, Gerber baby food. Chicken puree for the new generation.
We went dank and dark this book.
There you go.
The rare combination.
Wow.
I have no regrets.
Wow. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Wow.
That was the thing that
The
occurred.
duck got away at some point. The duck was the lucky person here.
Yeah.
Maybe it was his business.
The duck saw what was going on and was like, nah, I don't even have a vape pen.
You're not getting my brains.
Gracious.
Paul, it's time for your book.
Okay. It'll fit, I exclaimed. as the angry other passengers watched me try to shove my too large bag into the overhead bin. None of them knew, though, that the bag was full of
Oh no.
quarters, my life savings. Finally, I closed the overhead bin, only to hear the flight attendant over the loudspeaker announce that we were over the weight limit. I had to get to Vegas. To preserve my place on the flight, I took advantage of the only option available to me, getting my seatmate kicked off. My quarters absolutely had to fly with me to Vegas. Those shiny boys would be worth a fortune in Vegas. Everyone knows that quarters are worth 34 cents. I began to doze off when suddenly my seatmate burst out of the pile. "You!" he shouted at me. "You almost killed me with this pile of cash. What were you thinking?" I paused for a moment. I looked at him and smirked. "That'd be quite the capital loss," I guessed. Enraged by the mediocre pun, he grabbed a handful of hundreds and flung them at me. Mid-air, they origamied themselves into shurikens.
Nice.
I dodged those magical dollar bill shurikens and yelled, "Now it all makes sense." "God damn it, Jimmy, stop it with the puns." He pulled out his blaster.
Oh no.
He took aim at me, but then suddenly slumped over. He didn't count on those Washingtons boomeranging back around and embedding themselves in his skull. Guess you made it rain. Just imagine sunglasses every time you do this.
So many puns.
I sure as hell did. I walked over and removed the bills from his face. Don't you ever walk into my strip club again. But he was already dead. The end.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't really know where we were. It's like, I guess we're in a strip club. I don't know.
I like how most of that took place in like 2 seats apart on a plane, and then it just switched to a strip club.
Someone for whom puns are a high form of humor. This absolutely slayed me.
The action hero side of me was very happy for all of those quips.
Mhm.
That was great.
Good book.
Next up is Mal.
It took him 65 years, but today, Lloyd found the most perfect scallop in a secluded tide pool. You see, Lloyd was incredibly picky about his seafood. In symmetry, any imperfection, any chiral element in a bivalve, and it simply wouldn't do. He refused to move in any pattern that wasn't mathematically sound, and while it made him the best parallel parker in the world, Lloyd's seafood truck business suffered endlessly.
I didn't know.
Oh, that
That's
is
really
great. Oh,
I
that's
love
great.
this.
Sea creatures defy the laws of math. How could he drive a food truck with them on board? They would mess with his vibe. He had to figure something out.
What?
Wait, I've got it, he said. Why get rid of the octopus terrorizing my food truck when I could just hire him instead? Soon, a team was formed. The octopus was really good at preparing tacos. He could hold every ingredient at once and slam them all down into a taco shell. He wasn't great at driving the food truck, though. He turned to Carla in the back of the truck. Hey, did you know that taco means octopus in Japanese? And I make tacos? Get it? Tacos, tacos? He should have been watching the His tires leapt up in the gigantic, ironic octopus tentacle on the highway. Carla, Taco, and the tacos were all launched high into the air. They screamed, but they didn't fall.
Wait. Oh.
Jumping out at the last second, the truck slammed right into the octopus's weird beak mouth thing and exploded, sending octo parts flying everywhere. The world was saved. The end.
Great.
Oh,
I love
I
it.
see.
I wasn't
love
aware the world
octo
was in
parts.
danger, but that's good.
Yes.
Only food trucks could save the world from themselves.
In Broken Phone, often the world is in danger. Even if you aren't aware yet, it is.
There are stakes that aren't even explicit in these stories.
You don't even know the gravity of the situation in the first few. You gotta wait till the end.
Excellent. Our final book for the night is Jeff's.
Wow.
I don't know where this goes at all. Egg. One single egg. So much possibility, but what will I do with it? I uncrossed my 5 eyes and stared deep beyond the shell. Infinite options lay before me. The yolk quivered in anticipation.
I don't like that.
No.
Oh boy.
So did I.
Ugh.
You like that?
Nope.
The title card came up on the screen. Mr. Starfish, Omelette Chef. The live audience cheered. I took a deep breath and prepared to perform my first cooking show.
What is this?
Everything went perfectly. The audience loved all 9 of my omelets, and no one suspected I was just a starfish wearing a jumpsuit. My cooking show had hit the big time. Next, I needed a catchphrase to throw everyone off. Starfish spicy. No, that was too obvious. Cooking. No starfishes. Eureka. My cooking catchphrase would be... Damn. No, fuck, that was probably already copyrighted. Okay, think, man. Think with all your starfish might. Suddenly I had it. The perfect catchphrase. Drip it and slip it, bitches. Everyone stared at me dumbfounded. The pure radicalness my starfish lingo radiated was too much for their feeble minds. Then a small dolphin finally spoke.
I didn't know where to take this.
Ew. I hate starfish. Everyone began to laugh at me despite my mastery of the starfish language. We only ironically keep starfish around. Why would you learn to speak like one?
I didn't know it was a starfish.
To be fair, he's disguising that he's a starfish, so it's really working.
That starfish feel really bad about himself.
I'm glad we can keep all these narrative layers straight. Well, that one in the corner just said you're a dickwad, and that said they crawl in your mouth while you sleep. Did I really know how to speak starfish? Fuck no. But lying is fun.
The end.
The end.
Woo!
Yay!
I think that's
Wow.
the message of today's broken phone. Lying is fun.
Mhm.
Thank you. It's like the brand
Rip
new.
it and slip it, bitches.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was great, and my jaw's hurt. As always, thank you to everyone for joining us. Special thanks to John for showing up and being a part of one of our recordings. It's great.
This was a lot of fun. I'd love to be back.
Well, you are always welcome, and we always do this on Saturday. So anytime
And
you want.
if you tell me when you need me, I will reschedule.
Oh boy.
We'll figure it out. We'll be better about it. For everyone else, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more in the near future. That's it.
Egg.
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 Egg.